We're still on Davison Mill today, and we're speaking with Marie Kahramann Reichler, daughter-in-law of our former mayor, Alfred Reichler, and wife of his son. And she's going to share her thoughts and memories of the Reichler family and living on Davison Mill Road in South Brunswick Township.
Okay. Well, I came out here 50 years ago, and well, we were married 3 years then, and I just loved it out here. I lived in the city all my life, but coming to South Brunswick was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it's just been wonderful living here, and with my family, my in-laws. My sister-in-law lived in back of me here, and my mother and father-in-law lived next door. And they were just wonderful people. They always helped us out. They helped us build our house, and was always with us in everything that we did. And my father-in-law was the mayor, and I think he was well liked
Yes, he
by
was.
almost everybody. I mean, I talk to people now. I met, what's his name, Schwartz? I can't think of his
Lou Schwartz?
Lou
Lou Schwartz the last couple of weeks ago. And he even brought up about the candy, my father-in-law. He remembers all of this stuff and everything. And, well, that was Mrs. Holmes' son-in-law. And my children just loved it here. We had a great, the schools were wonderful. They went to Dean's, they went to South, my son was the first one to first class to graduate from South Brunswick High School. Otherwise he was going to Jamesburg before that, and then come over for the last year. And my other children went to Dean's and high school. It's just been a wonderful life for us. And I hope it stays like it is. I don't want too much more building and everything else around, because it takes away from our little community, you know. And
I can remember Mr. Reichler coming into Monmouth Junction School. That was grammar school there then. And he was speaking then of his goal to start the park, and that's what he promised us. And he used to stop in there.
He kept his promises,
Yes, he
as
did.
far as I know.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he did to us and he did to everybody. He was a friend of, he didn't care what they were, he was their friend, you know. He'd stop and talk to somebody in the field that was working in a field, a mine grader, you know, that just came along, and he saw me, stopped and asked him if he needed any help, if he was all right. He did that. I know that all over. Everybody told me that.
Real people person.
Yeah, yeah.
Of people.
He was.
Will you share some of his memories and thoughts that he had with you and your family, from where he came and when he came to the township here?
He came to New York when he was 16, and he worked in New York for a while, and then right after that he met my mother-in-law, and they got married and came out here and had a farm. He was a farmer.
Did you say he was a blacksmith also in New York?
A blacksmith in New York, and I have his picture downstairs as the blacksmith working. And we had, you know, dancing, my husband fixed up, and has a lot of memories of Dad, you know, his pop.
And was it just young Al, your husband, and his sister, or they had two children?
Two sisters.
Two
sisters.
sisters.
2 sisters, yes, but they're all deceased, the whole family. It just seems awful that my family too. I'm the only one left in all my brothers and sisters, my mother, my father, everybody, my aunts, uncles, and here I sit. But I have a wonderful family of children. They're very good to me and take care of me. But they don't live too close.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Was the farm on this property?
Right here, yeah, this is what was all, he owned all the way back to that little bridge back there, on River Avenue. And that's before the bridge was, this bridge was here.
So he built this home on the property? And
yeah, well, his first house burned down, and then he built the house that's up there now. And then he helped us build. he helped with the money.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great guy like that, you
Mhm.
know, he really, if we needed something, the kids needed something or wanted something, he found the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which he did to everybody in the township. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure everybody, you know, would, all the ones that we knew in the township loved them. Can't say anything against them, I don't know.
Now, how many acres did he farm?
Oh, I don't know. We have 2 acres here. Oh, I couldn't tell you because he had all the way back there. And he gave us this property, gave my sister-in-law property, my other sister property, you know, and then 2 other people built back there. I don't know how much he really owned.
So he located here probably in the early 1919 in that area?
Oh, yes,
there?
yes. It was about 1914, 15, something like that. Because my sister-in-law was born right after they came here, you know. And then his other sister, he had a younger sister. And
They're all gone too.
they're all gone. Yeah. I only have nieces and nephews from them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really just like the Reichler family, very good to me and very nice.
And so he came over here from Germany when he was how old?
He was 15 or 16, I don't know which it was. And he came over on a ship that he was working on, and he stayed. At that time, you could just do that, and then get your papers and work papers and everything. He's a hard worker. He worked in Chipman Chemical Company. It was, he ran the place, really. He wasn't the president, he was real supervisor or superintendent. I don't know what he was, but he had a really good job.
Where was that located?
In Bambrook. Yeah. That's where he was when he, I mean, that was at the time he died. He had just retired. And he didn't even get his first Social Security check. Isn't that something? All the time you
Yeah.
pay.
Right.
That was Shipman?
Chipman, Chipman.
Chemical. You'll share this information. I believe that Kathy Thorpe, our township clerk, would want this information. Do you remember, were you married when he started his career in politics here?
Oh, well? Oh, yes. Oh, there's a whole big story there.
Well, can you?
I mean, my husband worked in the Wright Aeronautical in Patterson when we got married. And then we were married 3 years when he had to go into the service. So I went back and lived with my mother. And I was pregnant at the time with my son. And he was in the service for 2 years, Marine Corps, for 2 years. Over in the Pacific, I never saw him. He went right from boot camp right over to California, right over to the South Pacific. And he come home just as the war was over. He was home when the war was over. And my son was 2 years old. We were married 53 years when he died, my husband. Good long time. Good life I had.
Very good memories.
Left me great to have everything I need, so I can't leave the house. He'd say, don't you want to go to a smaller place, Mom, or something? But as long as I can manage,
Take care of it, right?
I want to stay here, because this is South Brunswick. I said, if you get me a place, you get it in South Brunswick. I'm not moving. I mean, I've had a lot of good times in South Brunswick. He belonged to the Lions Club, and he belonged to the VFW, and we went, you know, a lot of places. And then PTA, I love PTA. I did a lot for PTA.
That was the Dean's PTA.
Dean's PTA, yeah. Did a lot for there. And that's when Mrs. Shue, do you remember
Mhm.
Mrs. Shue?
Yes,
She
mhm.
was in PTA. Her kids were out already, but middle of it.
Uh-huh. I'm sure you remember Mr. Shue.
Oh, yes. Well, I still see and hear from son, John,
Mm-hmm.
and Elda. They live in Maryland, and we went back and forth to each other's house. You know, they used to live in Metuchen, and then they moved there. But Al and I used to go and spend a few days, and they'd come here, you know. But now they're getting older too,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and have problems. It's not the same.
No.
And then Women's Club, I enjoyed that. We were a great bunch of women in there.
Who were some of the women's club people that you remember?
I remember Ruth Rose was in it, Marge Sharp. They were all got a lot of them. Irving Fierceloff's wife, I can't think of her first name.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of them that they've gone, you know. But now we've got a younger group in that are wonderful. They're workers. They want to work, you know. And I belong to the executive board of that. And I'm having them here next week for their Christmas party.
Oh, very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
So I really enjoy it. That's what's better with me. I keep going.
Good.
You know, my kids.
That's not
call
bad.
me.
That's good.
My-
That's good.
My kids call me and it's a message on the phone. Where are you now? But I said, it's friends. I mean, I miss being able to drive. Doctor won't let me drive. So I have a car in the garage, and anybody wants to go someplace, I say, you can take my car if you want.
Mhm.
But I miss driving. I really do, you know. So I like to go around the township and see what's new, but I can't do that.
Mhm.
But I'm all right.
There's a lot of new things in the town.
Oh, isn't there? My father-in-law, I don't know what he would do if he ever come back and
It's all the
saw.
way it is now, right?
Right, and all the factories and all the, you know, warehouses, and it's really great, isn't it, though? I mean, we're doing a little bit too much housing, though, aren't we?
Mhm,
I
yeah.
don't know.
At least the warehousing helps with the taxes.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
that-
have with the taxes, but I'm worried about schools with
Mhm.
children coming in,
Mhm.
you know? I mean, I don't have children in the school, but it's really, you have to help them, you have
Right.
to do for the school,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
A lot of people say, oh, why do we pay taxes, we haven't got no children, but they help me, they
Well,
make
that's
mine.
That's how my mother always brought us up. Someone paid to educate her children, and
That's right.
she did. You know, she always said, "Don't feel that you shouldn't support the schools."
I don't feel that way, I feel that we should,
Mhm.
but I think maybe we better slow up on the houses.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it does seem like we're getting an awful lot. It's different, but it's still my town.
Yes, yes.
It is, it really is. After all these years, you know, in high school, Al and I went together, and it was funny. They always say, you can never marry him because he lives out in the farm. You'll never go out there. I said, no. Well, they had in the yearbook, you know, Marie Reichler married Al, went to the farm. And each year, you know, when we had our reunions and everything, it was in the book. Marie's out in the country yet. But I really love it. I never thought I would. I mean, gee, in New Brunswick, I lived in New Brunswick right off Livingston Avenue. Could walk to Livingston Avenue, get the bus, go to town, do this. I don't want to go to New Brunswick anymore.
Right. Mhm.
It's not the same,
No.
though.
It was a
Yeah.
nice place to shop.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
shopping.
It was. It was. I mean, you met
Good
everybody
stores.
you knew.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Mhm.
Everybody you knew.
If you went to the A&P or you went to the movies, you went on the train. We went on the train. There was always somebody on the train going to the same place.
Yes, you were always with people you knew. But now you can go, you don't know nobody, and you're afraid someplace.
That's why you like it here, right?
Oh, I love it here. I'm not the least bit afraid. Now, isn't that awful? I could have my shades open and everything else at night and have no fear.
Mhm.
My kids tell me that's crazy. I should have some fear. I don't know, but I don't here. I feel safe.
Mhm.
Well, that's good.
Well, you know, I needed help one night, and I pressed this thing here. and the police were at the door. My daughter was in the dining room there. She pressed the button out there to talk to them, and the knock was on the door. The police was there, the ambulance was in back of them and took me.
Mhm.
I mean, it was just so fast
Right.
that it was, I don't know how they got that fast, but it was there.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
Well, the officers are out in districts, so there's somebody in this district, there's somebody over in the next, this is District 3, then you have District 2, then District 1, you know, so they have certain police officers in certain districts, so they go right from where they are right
It was
there.
really great. I mean, people say, oh, they wait and they wait, they call 911, they call this and that. No, I had no problem.
Mhm.
They were right there, and the ambulance was right in back of them. So I feel safe.
That's fine.
I'm
That's good.
content, right?
That's
Very
that's a
good,
good
yeah.
attitude.
Mhm.
That's a very good attitude.
Yeah, I've had a good life here. My kids have and enjoyed it.
And they all went to Dean School and then what high schools?
High school and then college,
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
I got 9 grandchildren. That's some of them over there that's graduated from college already, you
Mhm.
know. But they're all going to college and they're all doing very well.
That's good.
I got a granddaughter's getting married this next summer. I mean, everything is just working out. Al would just be the happiest guy in the world if he
Mhm.
was here. My father-in-law would be flying.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
So Mr. Reichler was about 65 when
He was
came?
65, yeah.
How many years was he mayor?
Hmm?
How many years was he a mayor?
Oh, gosh.
It was quite a
When
while.
I met him, when I first started to go with Al, he was on the Board of Education, and then right away he went into the mayor, and I don't know how many years. He was still mayor when he died. And then Al took over that year, and then he ran again. But that was too much for me with the children and everything. He was out every night,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to raise children like that,
Right.
you know. So then he gave that up. But
It's
he went
time
to
consuming.
Yes, but then he went into VFW and consumed a lot of time in office there.
Mhm. Mhm.
But then I was more with them, you know, and the kids could go to things and everything. It was a different situation. No arguing, you know. You know, they're best of friends, but.
Right. Right.
I don't know, he never had any problem with any of them, so. But, been great.
Well, we want to thank you, and if you would take your time and get the pictures together,
I will.
I'll give you my phone number, and then you can call
Okay.
when you feel you have
Fine,
them together.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about just where they are, but I think the one book, I have a book of his history.
Very good.
Beginner's life. I have my 50 years right there. All our pictures from our children before we got married and after we got married. And I have all their little birth announcements, their little pictures and everything. 50
Wow.
years I made that. And
And how long's your husband been gone?
it's 4 years now, yeah. But nobody can believe that I have saved everything. That's our whole history is in there.
I'm just going to put the book in front of the camera so that, you know. And this is your 50-year book, right? Let me see if I can get this right.
You want me to hold it?
Okay.
It's got our house when he was building it, and as it goes on to thing, and the kids in school, and their graduations, and their weddings, and everything is in it. It really did a lot of work, but it took time.
Yes, yes.
But it's worth it, you know. The whole thing is now, each one of them said, "That's my book," or Mom goes, "No, that's my book."
And I'm sure when they visited you, they like to look through.
Oh, yes, my grandchildren, you know, it's surprising to watch the grandchildren. You'd think they think, oh, well, I don't bother with it. But I come in sometimes and they're sitting there looking through that book, memories.
Yeah, they love to do that.
Yeah.
I know my grandchildren, my granddaughter's, the oldest one's 7, and she loves every time she'll say to me, you know, will you bring the book so she can look at the old pictures?
Oh, yeah, they love that. I was surprised. I didn't think so, you know. But of course, when I was a kid, we didn't have that many pictures to look at. Here they were. you know. But they really I have one grandson that's having a very hard. He's still
How old is he?
19.
Uh-huh.
19. And he just, everything, he just comes here and he looks around, he says, well, I wish Grandpa could say, I miss Grandpa, you know. I miss walking through the woods with them. They'd come down and, you know, then they walk through River Avenue and down by the lake and everything, and he won't go down there. I don't know why, but he just can't.
He wants the good memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he wants to remember.
Yeah. Well, they're all good kids. I haven't had any problems yet. Well, they're all in high school. The smallest one's in high school. The youngest one is 16, and then I go up to 23. But they're all, you know, I had 3 children, they each had 3. And they almost had them on the same time as the other ones, so they're all close, you know. But when it comes Christmas time,
Lots of shopping. Have you started?
well, I've got my shopping pretty near done, you know. I always get them one big gift and then give them a check now, because I can't go off with that little, you know.
Right.
And then I have a grab bag. I make a grab bag, but it's from $1 to $5 each thing. And I've already got 50 to put in the bag. But they pick out, you know, and then they trade. As long as they are. If you don't like that, well, I'll trade you for that. And we have more fun here with them trading their Christmas grab bag things, you know. It's old-fashioned, I guess.
That's very good. I like that.
Nice. I mean, my mother used to do that, so I guess I just got it from her. But I have a big red bag. I still use the same.
Is that an old
bag.
German tradition?
Yeah, I guess it is, you know. And it's a bag, and all year long, if I see something from $1 to $5, no more than that. And no, I don't get no little junk, you know, because they're old enough to know what they want now. I mean, writing paper, note paper, you know. The girl loves it when she gets it something for shaving or something. And then I'll trade, you know, and then somebody get one thing that they like and they all want it, you know, and then it's really fun. We really have, we've had a few people here when they did it, you know, and I said, well, we're going to start doing that. That's a lot of fun. It's better than the big gifts. They, you know, they had the big gifts, and then they said, well, we're going to have a grab bag. We're going to have a grab bag. As old as they are, and their girlfriends and boyfriends and all are here and everything. So I say, you know, everybody take their turn. All goes from the oldest down. They said, you should be the youngest. I said, no, I started different, oldest down.
Now, Mr. Reichler, the mayor, did he come here with his parents, or did he?
No, he came all alone.
He came from Germany alone also?
He came from Germany alone. And then, well, he always kept in contact with them, though, until they passed away.
Did he visit Germany afterwards?
He wanted to. That's what he was going to do. The first thing when he retired, he was going to go back there. He was all set to go. And he's working in his garden and fell over. Not a, you know, nothing. So that's life for you, though. That's right. I mean, my husband never had a sick day. Not really a sick day all his life. And all of a sudden, he was sick.
Was his heart also?
No, he had cancer. But it was just something that he had checkups and and they never did get to it. I don't know. But that's life for you. You got to accept it whether you like it or not.
Right.
Well, I think you're doing a very good job.
I try.
Keep up the good work.
I did a lot of crying, I'll tell you.
Well, that helps too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, when I was first alone, but I have to get used to it. I have a lot of friends, that's what you have to have. If you don't have friends, you're lost.
Well, you must be a good friend to have friends.
I hope so, but I do. I go out a lot, and I do a lot of things, and if now I can't go, they'll call me and say, well, we'll pick you up, you know. That's great, you know. But then I do little things for them. I make them a cake or a pie or something,
Right.
you know.
Well, I'll tell you, it smells good coming in.
Maybe we should be your friends.
Right.
No, I have to
Anytime.
I'm making a couple pecan pies.
See that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
my specialty.
That's a good one.
But I'm going to my daughter's tomorrow, all my family, all my kids, all there, and we'll be all together.
Excellent, yes.
It's very good. I can